What's up, everybody? It's Johnny with Six Pack Shortcuts. Today I've got my shirt off, but I got it off for a reason. I'm not just some dipshit that likes to walk around with my shirt off. We're doing abs today. Specifically, I want to talk about targeting lower ab training. Now, the first thing I want to say is yes, the rectus abdominis is one muscle. You can't really spot target abs. You can't really, well, I'm going to work this oblique today. You know, you can target areas of your abdomen, but it's really hard to spot train. However, you can concentrate your muscular activation in your abdomen to a specific location, and today we're going for the low location. Why? Because everybody wants the small waist, they want the V-taper, they want the 8-pack. So today I'm going to show you 3 dope ass movements that you can do at home, at the gym, wherever. They're really not that hard, but there are some keys to getting that activation in your lower abdomen region, and I'm gonna give you all those tips. Now, the first thing I wanna say is that you've really gotta loosen your hips. A lot of people, when they're doing ab movements, a lot of that tension goes to their hip flexors, it goes to their legs, so you really wanna loosen up kind of that pelvic region so you're really contracting the abs versus lifting your legs. So with the first exercise that I'm gonna show you that I've found is very effective for targeting your lower abs is hanging leg raises. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you some tips, I'm gonna demonstrate how to do it, and I'm also gonna show you what not to do, because the first thing I'll say not to do is what you see most people doing in the gym. Shit like that. I mean, any type of ab workout is great, but you're really not benefiting to the fullest potential, as you could say. So first thing you want to do is get a nice, about shoulder width grip and hang yourself there. When you hang yourself there, loosen your hips, shake it out if you need to, and you should really start to feel the tension on your lower abs. You know, just do a couple little partial reps so you can see what I'm talking about there. But what you're gonna do is just use your abs to lift your legs. Slow and controlled. You don't have to go crazy high like that. You really don't have to, because that's a common theme with a lot of ab movements, is a lot of them only target the center of your core, the center of your abdomen. Why? Because most of them are crunching movements where you're using only your midsection like that. And the other thing is because most ab movements have you in some sort of body position to where you don't have your leg extended, where you're activating those lower abs. Solution, hanging leg raises. Your legs are extended, your lower abs are activated, and you want to bring them up. Use your lower abdomen, loosen those hip flexors, loosen your legs, and raise your legs with your lower abs. Sets of 10 to 15 will do you wonders, I promise you. Now, if you want a little bit of an added resistance, just a little bit, put a 2.5, maybe a 5-pound dumbbell between your feet. Put a 2.5 or maybe a 5-pound dumbbell between your feet when lifting your legs. You don't need a shitload of weight, I promise you. You'll get a very effective workout using either no weight, but if you want to spice it up a little bit, put a 5-pound dumbbell in there. The great movement, hanging leg raises. Implement them into your workout, I promise you, you'll start to get that lower ab development. Second exercise I want to recommend, reverse crunches on a bench. Now, for the beginner, you probably want to do it on a flat bench, just so you can get the hang of the movement. For somebody that's advanced, you can put it up on an incline and do it up on an incline. So what you're going to do here, again, the key is loosen those hip flexors. Stop using your legs, stop using momentum, use your abs, that's what we're doing, right? So you're going to want to lay down, get a good grip on the bench, center of the bench, and again, stick your legs out so you feel that your abdomen is holding your legs up. You don't want to be using your hips, you don't want to use your legs. Kind of let that pelvic bowl kind of flatten out a little bit, so again, the tension's here, and you're just going to curl up. Slow and controlled. As you can see, I'm using my abs. I've got everything relaxed except my abs. You want to do sets of 10, maybe 20. These are pretty tough, especially if you go up onto an incline. They can be a little bit harder. These are called reverse crunches. Now, you can also do some other crazy things like adding in a little hip thrust at the top for a little bit of added difficulty and a little bit more of a contraction. Okay? Another great movement, reverse crunches. So once you've mastered the hanging leg raise, and once you've mastered the reverse crunch on a flat bench, and maybe you can do some on an incline bench, for you badasses out there who've already got some good abs and you really want to get shit going, incline your bench. That's a little bit too high. You want to incline your bench, take the same type of grip. Now this is gonna be similar to a reverse crunch, but it's a little bit different. These are hip thrusters, and really, they're really hard. So I can only do about 10. I usually do about 3 or 4 sets of 10, but you wanna get a good grip. You can maybe even slide down the bench a little bit if you need to. Just let your hips touch the bench and go back up. So those, woohoo! Hip thrusters, I promise you, those are so hard, but they are so effective at really targeting and activating that lower abdomen region, which everybody wants to do because everybody wants a small, tight waist and an 8-pack. So this is the best way to do it. Now I will say that genetics do play a role in how your abs are gonna look. Some people naturally have 8-packs. They have like individual little packs of abs in there. Some people will have like a 4-pack and a kind of like a long, slender abdomen where they don't have those defined abs. That's just genetics. However, you can work at that. You can work at getting more defined in your lower abs, and these 3 exercises are the best way to do it. Make sure and tune in next week because I'm actually gonna throw a little bit of a routine together for y'all to try out. I'm your boy Johnny with 6-Pack Shortcuts. Check y'all next week.